What does music mean to mankind, its origin and history? And what are music's hidden footprints in the stories of our past?
When facing countless choices and opportunities, how do I find my true passion in life?
How can we use technology to manipulate our surroundings in our favor efficiently, effectively, and sustainably?
Is epistemic freedom possible? As knowers, can we ever attain this kind of freedom?
As a national school with an international outlook, Keystone Academy is dedicated to enrolling talented students from all regions of China and countries around the world. Our scholarship program is designed to attract academically outstanding students who will contribute to the life of the school and the community. Our scholarship program has 3 basic levels: the Founders Scholar, the Junzi Scholar, and the Keystone Scholar. When it comes to the Keystone Scholars, what these students tend to represent, or what we expect them to represent, is the very ideal of what we are here to do. When they leave the campus, when they go out into the world, for people to look at them and see Keystone in human form. What are we aspiring? Well, we want great academic, intellectual minds, curious minds that are going to try to explore all of the secrets of their disciplines, whether it's science or math or technology or literature or law, whatever it is they go into, they're going to pursue it with dogged passion. These are students who are at the absolute peak of achievement for their age.
When I first entered this vibrant community, it really opened my world. It boosted my confidence, and I started to develop not only my intellectual curiosities, but also a personal flair. We really learn from each other, and I yearn to become a lantern in other people's lives and to bring warmth to them, because that makes me feel valued. Not only can I continue pursuing my own passions in music or in history, and to answer burning questions that I have about these areas. So being a musician myself, I like to not only sharpen my craft, but also become a more well-rounded scholar that draws connections and influences from many areas, and to continue enrich myself as a person. And for me, art and music, as well as the mentality to help each other, is one way that we can unite people, despite their origins. And I would like to bring this forward in my future when I interact with other people from other areas of the world.
He is obviously just an astonishingly talented musician, pianist in particular. And his joy in music is so inspiring. Several times now this year, I've walked outside my office, I've gone down the hall because I hear piano music, and I peek into the lecture hall just down the hall. And sure enough, there's Sean sitting at the piano, but he's almost always sitting with another student. He's teaching other students, like he's helping other students with their music. And so it isn't simply that he himself delights, as he so clearly does in music. It's he wants to give that delight to other people. That's the Keystone mentality that we're trying to inspire.
比如说你对于不同的人或者不同的群体有着不同的态度，对，其实这是一个那种隐藏的社交法则，但其实这个 I think that Keystone is also an environment that really encourages you to bring out your own ideas. There will be some people who will accept your work, and sometimes you have to retry it again and again. But I think that it is this process which helps you understand what you should explore and also what is kind of your talent. And for me, I think that something that I have focused more on is in writing and creations. And personally, for me, I think think that creations is a really good way to express my personal opinions and also help me gain new understandings of the world around me in my own way. Because, for instance, when I wrote about my experience in boarding and about learning how to balance my life between different choices that I have, I kind of explore into my inner thoughts, and I also connected that with the physical activity of running. And for me, I think that these kind of connections of familiar things that are kind of like confusions that people experience will help us generate new ideas. And I think that these new ideas will also create empathy and also connections with other people. And it is these connections that helps us grow as a whole.
Ada Lee, another one of our scholars in our conversation, she's very passionate about psychology. She's very articulate about the way that she hopes to inspire others to be as excited by this discipline as she is.
Technology has been a big part of our lives. It's changed the way we perceive the world. But if you look into it, technology, although it's helped us a lot, it also causes problems in the world around us, especially with regards to climate change. Technology is efficient to some extent, but it can be much, much more efficient in the future, which is why I think it is important that we develop new forms of technology that can manipulate the world around us, where we can sustainably, in the long term, use technology to benefit ourselves so that we can create an equilibrium with our surroundings and our needs to solve our problems in the long term. One way I would like to contribute is through our energy use. I think the way we use energy can be greatly improved on, especially now with climate change and global warming and everything. Now is the time where we need to work rapidly and effectively to solve an issue that unites all of us.
There was something very special about this young man. He takes this idea of scholarship and he moves it into the realm of leadership, where he talked about taking what he learned in the science classroom, for example, about sustainability and about the environment, and being so moved by what was going on with our planet that he couldn't help himself. He wanted to exert a positive change in the world. He wanted to do what he could to fix climate problems. So he stepped into that. He stepped into that leadership role, and he began finding ways to create service opportunities for students in his school.
Unqualified people being able to vote.
But do you think that is a problem for us to solve, or is it something that's just universal, that's just a law not to have like uneducated people to vote? Because I feel like if you do journalism,
我感觉 Plato 他2500年前之前会说过 The unexamined life is not worth living。我觉得就这种2500年的对话，我也要参与进来，我也要去讨论我向往的是什么，什么是自由，什么是幸福，然后我希望我们生活在一个什么样的社会里面。
Missy was wonderful in sort of talking about looking back at the person she was when she arrived at Keystone and really, really thinking clearly about how she's grown. I think that's part of both who she is as a person, coupled with how we tend to approach the learning for students here. I think there's a lot of self-exploration that's taught as part of our educational philosophy. Keystone is a world school. We're trying to create students that are going to make the world better. The students that receive the Keystone scholarships are absolutely those young people. We are so convinced that these are the young people that are going to make a difference, enact the idea of Keystone's world school philosophy. They take the best of our community and they bring it to other communities in the world. And by doing so, they connect us to these other educational worlds. That's what we're trying to do. That's what Keystone was set up to do, to become part of the world. And they're helping us do it in the most powerful way.